Would you like to know the top 4 renovations to improve your home's value? Stay tuned. My name is Susanna Gentry with Coldwell Banker, and I am your Austin, Texas real estate agent and host of this show. And my heart for this show really is simply to surround you with all of the information, all of the data to help you make the best decisions with buying, selling, investing, all of your real estate needs. So tonight, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the top 4 ways to renovate your home. Do not forget to give me some thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel and you would like to know information about real estate, make sure you click subscribe and that little bell, and it'll notify you every week when we go live. My guest tonight is George Shaw. He's the owner of Reliable Remodeling Company. He has over 25 years of experience. And so I am so happy to introduce him on. And
hey, everybody.
Hi, George.
It's good to see you, Susanna.
Thank you for joining. So we are going to jump in, and you so graciously agreed to just let me kind of ask questions of you, because I want all of our guests to be able to ask questions. And so we'll take some questions as we go along, but we're going to start at number 4. So because we want to save the best for last. So number 4, the top remodel is your master bath. And so this is something where I wanted, George, if you would tell us a little bit, what are the main renovations in a master bath that you do or that you see being really successful?
Well, basically you've got your shower tub surfaces and your vanity and sink and of course your faucets, fixtures, all those kinds of things. Floorings, of course, these spaces are always fairly small in comparison to the rest of the house in terms of square footage, yet very critical because we're just in them every day. But you really can do a lot to make a bathroom look great without a lot of money if you're willing to, depending on your interest and aptitude to jump in and get your hands dirty yourself.
Most homeowners are really wanting the tile shower. And so we know that there's 1,000 different variables, George, but an average master remodel is $7,000 to $8,000. And so if this is the top 4 renovations, $7,000 to $8,000, wouldn't that get you new granite or countertops, new tile? What would that include, do you think?
You could more than likely pretty much redo all of your surfaces and fixtures in a bathroom and in that price range, provided you don't get too carried away. Of course, the granite can range from $40 to $140 a square foot, depending on what you get. But if you stay in the modest 50, which can really be you can get some nice granite for $50, $60 a square foot. You could replace your countertops. You get a new tile floor, redo all your tile around a shower or around a tub. It'll all be done, as well as new other fixtures, faucets, and so forth in that price range. So you can do quite a bit for that
average price. And so, guys, I need to preface everything that we're talking about. First of all, before you begin to think of any renovations, you need to get with your real estate agent to find out, and I would be happy to help with that, to find out where you are in your neighborhood. So is your home in the median, or is it already at the top level because of extra square footage or maybe upgrades that you're already done? So if you're deciding whether you're going to do these things, it's very critical that if you're already at the top, don't do a thing, not a single thing, because you are not going to get that money back. But if you're at the lower end, which is really lucky, you can pull your value up hugely. So
Right. Yeah.
just wanted to point that out. Okay,
Great,
so
great advice. Yeah, for sure.
yes. And so what a realtor will do will look at your house and compare all
Mhm.
of your flooring, the different features, and see where you are on the scale with everybody else in that neighborhood, because
Right.
that's what the appraiser is going to do. So you need to know that first. Okay, so let's move on down to number 3. Oh, this is one of my favorites, guys.
All
Number
right.
3 is outdoor living space. And George, this is where I really need your help. So, obviously, it's hot in Texas, and
Yeah.
out, even if you have a great back door, a backyard, and landscaping and things like that, you really need covering in order to be comfortable. So, can you tell us just a couple options? What would be, maybe a high end, low end option?
So probably to start high end would be to either build a porch or a covered, roof over your space.
Mhm.
But that's going to, be a serious chunk of money
Yeah.
possibly. But
So, like
to,
ballpark by maybe a 15 by 15. What would that run? Just a rough estimate. I know that all the materials are gonna, play in.
yeah, so you're probably, talking $5,000, $10,000,
Okay.
something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, and again, you guys, this is a lot about how long you're going to be in your house and how much are you going to enjoy it. So,
Right.
yes, these are the
Sure.
top 4 things to increase the value based on what my buyers are looking for. But are you going to get to enjoy it yourself? So that's a big thing.
Yeah, it
So,
has a huge amount to do with, like you said, again, the house that you have and how much where you are in the market, in your neighborhood, whether or not something like that, whether you go to something that's a little bit more modest, say a nice pergola over your patio area
mhm,
and some quick growing vines over it to provide shade during the summer or something
mhm.
like that, which can really be nice too.
Right, right. Hey, let me jump over. I missed a question, a great question from Chris. He's asked if people are switching from the master tub to a larger master shower. And boy, that's an easy one. Yes,
Yes.
they're doing
Yeah.
that all day long. I personally love my tub, but yeah, there's a lot of people that
Yeah.
want to give up that space and have a nice big walk in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. There seems to be very much in to do that. We love our jet tub as well. So I mean, it's just really preference, and what you like.
Yes.
So
So, guys, I would say for all the homes that I'm showing, I would say a vast majority of people are willing to give up the tub to have that extra space. So, just
mhm,
FYI. Um,
mhm.
and hi, Scott. Okay, great video. Oh, thank you. Hi, Larry. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we are down to number
Number
2.
two. All
This is
right.
huge. Okay, drum roll. This your top 2 things on renovations to improve the value of your home is
Mhm.
flooring. So, and I hope that you guys are sticking around because we've got number 1 coming up. But I wanted to speak just real quickly. If you have not done so, make sure that you click subscribe. And if you're enjoying this information, click that little bell so you know next time we go live. George,
Yeah.
can you talk about the different types of flooring other than carpet? Let's say that we're stepping up,
Right.
and a lot of us, you'll see a lot of bedrooms with carpet. But let's talk about the upgrades, uh,
Sure.
the different types. The laminates or the wood. Can you speak about that?
Yes. So you basically have your solid hardwood, you have your engineered hardwood, and I can explain a little bit of the difference. The engineered hardwood, and then you have the laminates and vinyls, and then of course ceramic tile. So
Okay.
basically, those are your covers your main areas, and each one kind of have their advantages.
Okay.
Um, obviously, hardwood, solid hardwood that is timeless,
Yeah.
and people that have the money really respect authentic hardwood.
Yes.
Another plus side, of course, is that it can be refinished for number of times, for down the road, 20, 30 years down the road, 50 years down the road, it can be refinished if it's installed correctly and be
Right.
redone and resurfaced. So that's kind of an upside for solid. That being said, engineered hardwood is a fabulous option because it most of them have 25 to life warranty with
Oh,
them.
wow. Okay.
And so they're and the benefit of engineered over solid is that solid can, if you get it wet, it can warp or cup.
Mm,
If you and you generally you can't put in solid wider than about generally 3 or 4 inches is recommended. Anything more than that, and you tend to have too much warping and cupping. So if you like the wide look, the
right.
plank look, you're going to need to go to engineered hardwood because it's actually made out of basically plies of hardwood, like a plywood, but it's
Okay.
solid. It's made out of solid wood. And it's my personal preference for most jobs, most things. And generally, you can pick up engineered hardware from anywhere from $3 to $5 a square foot.
Oh,
Solid's going to be, in the range of, 4 to 6 to 8, a little bit more. And
almost
then
half the price for the engineered, correct?
yes, and I mean it varies. Now you can get solid bamboo, which is technically it's solid bamboo, but it's put together similar to how plywood is put together, and it's also a great option. It's solid bamboo the whole way through. That's what I have in my bedroom. But
Okay.
laminates, of course, come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and typically you have some kind of a vinyl thin layer of a few mils of a layer on top, which is hard and scratch resistant and all of that. It's good. Um, Personally, I'm not a big fan of laminate because I've seen so many cases where, even just over mopping can create edges along the place of the joints, and they swell up and they do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
Something that's been really big lately is the vinyl planks, which are like solid vinyl, and they're usually only about 3/8 of an inch thick. They're great with water. I mean, you can actually flood your room, and it doesn't even change the flooring one bit. Now, your subfloor, and you can have other issues, but
Sure. Sure.
but the vinyl planks are a decent way to go if you get a decent quality. Of course, vinyl starts at about 2 and goes up to 4 or 5 depending on what you get.
Hmm.
I don't know if and then of course ceramic towel they've got some great wood
Yeah.
look-alike ceramic
Yeah.
towel that's 6 to 7 inch by 2 foot, and you lay that out in an authentic pattern, and it can
Yes.
look really great too.
And that's funny. I just popped up a comment on the screen. Larry talks about the wood tiles. And that's one thing that I notice a lot of people that have dogs, they love that idea because it's indestructible. So
Right,
that's
right.
really good. Chris said, what about tiles that look like wood? Yes. Okay. So that now, George, do you have a grout line in between that, or have I seen those just butted up where you can hardly tell the difference?
You're talking about the ceramic wood look.
Tile, the wood, like,
Yeah, you can. In fact, I just did one where we just butted them straight up, and you can just use a really fine grout line that looks very similar to the crack that you might have between a real wood floor.
Okay.
You have just a small crack there, but it looks great and it looks more authentic with it. If you're going for a wood look, then that's the way to go, because then you get it. It'll actually, and then if you have the installer lay it in a staggered pattern so
Uh-huh.
that you don't have the end joints lined up in any way, but they're
Right.
random, like a floor
Right.
is laid. Then,
Right.
and that's how I lay. If it's a wood look-alike, then I try to go with a random pattern that mimics
Yes.
most closely the
Yes.
uh, the, the wood, real wood floors. So it looks great. Um,
Right.
you know, I think and there is another big difference. I think if you go with glue down versus locking floor is another one.
Okay.
That's a big difference. That makes it really glue down. A homeowner can do glue down, but it's really messy and really difficult. And so you better stick to click lock floating flooring, which you can get in every style, basically everything except for solid hardwood. So you can get it in engineered and the laminates. Of course, like I said, I prefer the engineered hardwood. It's real wood and it lasts. Or ceramic might be a better way to go.
Okay, so Scott had a good question. He said, engineered hardwood, is it more resistant to damage like scratches and gouges? So I'm assuming he's speaking to the pets. So the engineered is more resistant or less resistant, George?
I would say less.
Less resistant. Okay.
I would say so. So the engineered, I would say it's in some senses more durable, like the structure of it,
Okay.
structural integrity of it is better, but the surface is going, the claws of animals,
Okay.
their nails and so forth is definitely going to scratch it over time, even though generally they do have a good warranty on it. So
Right, right. Okay, guys, comment in the section if you're buying a home, if you were out shopping right now, would you want your number one renovation to be kitchen or bath? Give me some feedback on that. Just take a quick moment. Comment kitchen or bath for number one for you personally. And so now we are going to come down to the number one, and you guys probably guessed it. Drum roll, please. Number
yep,
one renovation you can do for your home to increase the value is the kitchen.
yep.
So, George, tell us what you find in the kitchen. What would be your first go tos? Obviously, granite. We spoke about granite. Number two would probably be cabinets, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Your cabinets are going to be huge. We mentioned, or maybe, yeah, I think I did mention when we were talking about the bathrooms. I mean, of course, paint is really big these days with cabinets. People are really like, painted surface in cabinets, and whether it be gray or some other color and sometimes two different tones of color, a black and another color or something
Right.
could be really nice. So paint can really just take an older set of cabinets and kind of give them new light. So that's a good way to do it. Now, if you're going to paint them, I would really encourage you to do your homework because most paint jobs on cabinets, because cabinets are a great storehouse or a sponge for grease. They have little holes,
Right.
minute holes in the wood pores, and they can be clogged with grease and
Right.
dirt and stuff, and
Right.
your wood won't, or your paint won't stick well unless you get a great cleaning job. So
Right.
better clean your cabinets well, and then use a great primer. Oil-based primer is best. So painting is a good option. The doors, I think, Susanna, you pretty much can't tell a new set of cabinets from an old set if the old set has new doors. And new doors cost 1/4 what a new set of cabinets would.
Right. Right.
So you can make an old set of cabinets look like a brand new set with paint and new doors at 1/4, 1/5 the cost, or 1/4, 1/3 the cost.
Right.
So that's definitely a way to, if you're trying to stretch your dollars, to get a
Wow.
lot of bang for your buck. And of
I
course, new hardware.
Yes, yes. I was just going to say, okay, so guys, depending again, once you find out what your home value is, if you're in the median or if you have room to grow, do not mess with your cabinets because you can get into a lot there. And cabinets are so subjective. When I'm taking out my clients, I mean, they like all different things, so that's a big project for somebody to come in and change cabinets. So if they don't like what you're doing, they're just going to walk on by. So don't touch the cabinets if you're anywhere close to your value. Or maybe even if they're really beat up, do what George is saying as far as replace doors and definitely the hardware. And
Right.
something think that can really, really help your kitchen. Get these awesome faucets, and that's really inexpensive, you know.
Yeah,
And that looks great. So,
yeah, absolutely.
well, we are wrapping up. We are out of time, George. Thank you so much for that information. Boy, I'm going to be picking your brain some more on that. We
Hey,
could go on and on forever, but
yeah, we probably could have talked a whole session about one of these topics, so
yes,
yeah, yeah, so
absolutely.
absolutely.
I'll definitely have to have you back on, but thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and let you exit out, okay?
It's a pleasure to visit with you, and I hope.
Thank you for joining, and I hope you really enjoyed this information. If you have not subscribed and you like what you're hearing, these tips and information surrounding your real estate decisions, please make sure you click the subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified. And George, again, that was so amazing. Thank you so much. And until next time, next Monday Night Live, I will see you guys later. Have a good evening.